Hello students, this is the second lecture of complex number. In this lecture, we are going to see the beautiful formula given by Euler. Euler was one of the great mathematician. He has given lot many formulas for different chapters and different topics. And in complex number also, he has given a very good formula, right? It's e to the power I theta form that we are going to study. Also, we will use this complex number and vector algebra to understand the rotation of complex number. In the coordinate, there is some restrictions. That restrictions is we will go beyond that restrictions in complex number, and the use of complex number will give you the direction as well as the magnitude also. So this is one of the beautiful concept that we are going to study in this lecture. So carefully go with this lecture. Thank you. Euler formula. In this lecture, we are going to start with Euler formula, very important formula and very useful. In this formula, we have already seen that cos theta plus I sin theta is a complex number represented as Z. This cos theta plus I sin theta is known as e to the power I theta, right? This is called, right, the complex number. And in this complex number, right, cos theta plus I sin theta, both the series of cos theta and sin theta will be same. So it's coming as e to the power I theta, right? So if we are replacing this I with minus I, this will be cos theta minus I sin theta, because we know that cos of minus theta is nothing but cos theta, but sine of minus theta is minus of sine theta. So cos theta plus I sin theta is e to the power I theta, and cos theta minus I sin theta is e to the power minus I theta. Or if we are writing in the denominator cos theta plus I sin theta, that is 1 upon e to the power I theta, or we can replace this as e to the power minus I theta, and that is same as cos theta minus I sin theta. And this is represented as cis theta, CIS theta. Cis theta means cos theta plus I sin theta, or 1 upon cis is equal to cis of minus theta. We have already seen that. And the beautiful example for this is if we are multiplying two complex number. One is cos theta plus I sin theta, other is cos phi plus I sin phi, means e to the power I theta into e to the power I phi will be e to the power I theta plus phi, or cis theta plus phi, cos theta plus phi plus I sin theta plus phi. Now, what if we have to divide this, right? When we have to divide cos theta divided by cos phi, means e to the power I theta upon e to the power I phi. This will be e to the power theta minus phi, right? So we can write this as cis theta upon cis phi as cis of theta minus phi, right? What if we are using this Z in the modulus or amplitude formation, right? Amplitude and modulus formation. So amplitude, we suppose that this is the amplitude, means R is equal to mod of Z. And cis theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. And we know that cos theta plus I sin theta is nothing but e to the power I theta. And Z bar, conjugate of this. So this will be R e to the power minus I theta, right? So amplitude of Z means the angle theta, and amplitude of Z bar, this minus theta, so sum will be 0. So remember this point also, right? So if Z1 and Z2, two complex number are given with R1 magnitude and R2 magnitude, cis theta 1 and cis theta 2, right? Multiplying Z1 and Z2, we are getting R1 into R2 e to the power I theta 1 plus theta 2, or amplitude of Z1 into Z2 is theta 1 plus theta 2 means angle of this Z1 and Z2 is nothing but this theta 1 plus theta 2, and for amplitude of Z1 is only theta 1, amplitude of Z2 is theta 2. So this could be the formula for us, amplitude of Z1 into Z2. If complex number is given in the product form, this will be amplitude of Z1 plus amplitude of Z2. Very, very, very important formula, right? Remember this formula. Now, Z1 upon Z2, right? So the magnitude of Z1 is R1 and magnitude of Z2 is R2, e to the power I theta 1 upon e to the power I theta 2. So this R1 by R2 is in the division, right? E to the power I theta 1 minus theta 2. Or the angle, we can say the amplitude of Z1 by Z2 is nothing but theta 1 minus theta 2. And theta 1 we can represent as amplitude Z1 and amplitude Z2. So again, we are getting a formula for amplitude of Z1 by Z2 as amplitude of Z1 minus amplitude of Z2. And in general form, we can say amplitude of Z to the power n is n times amplitude of Z for n belongs to natural number, right? We can also add n pi angle on that, right? After inverse trigonometry that we'll understand better, right? Now, one question on this. If I'm writing cos theta minus I sine theta, right? What is the value of this? Which one will be correct one? Simplest question. Because we know that cos theta plus I sine theta is Z. And we need minus sign. So we know, okay, if in place of theta, if I'm writing minus theta, so cos of minus theta is cos theta only, but sine of minus theta is minus sine theta, and this is nothing but e to the power minus I theta. Okay, right? So apply again. Which of the following is true, right? Cis alpha 1, cis alpha 2. We have already seen cis means e to the power I alpha into e to the power I beta, and this will be e to the power I basic algebra, right? Power will be added up, right? Power will be in the division, so e to the power I alpha minus beta. Amplitude of this Z1 by Z2 is amplitude Z1 minus amplitude Z2, right? This is correct, this is correct, this is correct. So it's better to say all of the above are correct, right? Now the application of this cis theta, how to apply this, very important chapter. Again, complex number, right? We know that one of the important chapters is this, and in this important chapter, this concept of cis theta is very important. So let's see how this is working, right? Rotating arrow in Argand plane. Argand plane means this is real and this is imaginary. So real and imaginary, if we are representing in one plane, this is known as Argand plane. So let's suppose a Z1 point and Z2 point is represented as angle phi and theta, right? And both having the same magnitude. So mod Z1 is equal to mod Z2 is equal to same R, right? But the angles are different. So Z1 is R cis phi, but POQ angle is theta. So the complete angle, this is theta plus phi. So this Z2 is R e to the power theta plus phi, right? So Z2 we can represent as this, we can distribute in two parts. One is e to the power I theta and second is R into e to the power phi. And we know that R into e to the power phi, we have already seen this is nothing but Z1. So Z2 is equal to Z1 e to the power I theta. Or I can say Z2 by Z1 is equal to e to the power I theta, right? But the direction you have to see, this direction is going from anti-clockwise direction. We are going from Z1 to Z2. That's very important, right? So multiplication of Z1 with e to the power I theta, rotate a vector OP, right? OP vector rotate to go to OQ, right? This is O, this is P, this is Q in the Argand plane, right? And through an angle, the angle between this is known as theta, right? Or we can rewrite this as Z2 minus, this was 0, upon Z1 minus 0 is equal to e to the power I theta. Let's suppose if I'm shifting this to, right, this is Z1, let this is Z2, and this is not 0, let this is Z3. Then this formula convert in the form of, right, in this case, mod Z2 and mod Z1 are same, so no need to write it down. But in the formula, there is mod Z2 by mod Z1. So I'm generalizing the formula for you, right? The formula would be, right, reaching to Z2. So you have to write Z2 with respect to Z3. Z3 upon, right? In place of 0, I'm writing Z3, Z1 minus Z3 e to the power I theta into modulus of Z2 minus Z3 upon modulus of Z1 minus Z3. This is the rotation formula, and very, very, very useful formula. You have to remember this, right? Where you are reaching that point, you have to write in the numerator. Where you are starting, you have to write that point in the denominator, right? The tip and the base is Z2 and Z3. So this is Z2 minus Z3, and the denominator, this will be Z1 minus Z3, right? And both are the magnitude given. Okay, right? So some rules we have to understand and we have to remember. Multiplying any vector by r e to the power I theta, resulting increasing in length of r, right? If I'm multiplying any complex number, right? Let this is some Z1, and I'm multiplying this with some r, means I'm increasing or decreasing the value of Z1. So R Z1 might be this one or maybe less than of this. It depends on R is greater than 1 or R is less than 1. If I'm assuming R is greater than 1, so 100% this Z1 will go to some this point where this will be R Z1, right? If I'm dividing this by R, so with the same, right, with the same angle, if only I'm dividing this, then this will go there. But if I'm applying both the things, I'm multiplying Z1 with e to the power I theta and as well as R. So both the things we have to do. First, the rotation. If this is Z, so after rotation, it's coming here, right? This angle is theta. And now the magnitude may be increasing or decreasing. So it depends on the value of R. If R is greater than 1, so it will be increases and going here. So this is R into Z1 mod the length of this, and angle, if this was alpha, so new angle is alpha plus theta, right? And similarly, if I'm dividing this by 1 by r, so this will decrease down by r and the angle will decrease down by theta if this angle is alpha, and you have to decrease this by theta, this is theta, so this angle, this is coming as alpha minus theta, right? What if I'm multiplying this by I or minus I? If this is Z, right? We know that I means e to the power I pi by 2, means cos pi by 2 plus I sin pi by 2, right? Sin pi by 2 is 1, cos pi by 2 is 0. Means 90-degree angle we have to give to this Z. So this is 90, the same magnitude is there, right? What if I'm multiplying with minus I? So minus 90 we have to give this angle. So this angle will be minus 90. And what if I'm multiplying with only -1. -1 means we are saying this is the angle e to the power I pi, and pi angle is nothing but the line parallel to this in the opposite direction. So this complete angle will be pi or 180 degree, the rotation, right? So now the application, or we can say the vector notation, how we are using this, right? From the diagram ABC, we have already seen that, right? This I'm reaching to angle, right? This theta going to Z3 with respect to Z1. So C, we can write this at Z3 minus Z1 upon Z2 minus Z1 is equals to Z3 minus Z1 upon Z2 minus Z1 is in the mod e to the power I theta, right? So angle as well as the magnitude. This is called the magnitude and this is called the rotation angle of this, right? When we have to find relation between Z1, Z2 and Z3, or we have to find the point, first the relation, right? Second points, right? Then we have to use, both the case we have to use this formula, right? While solving the question, I'll refer this only. Now, geometrical representation of sum and difference of two complex number, right? Let's suppose two complex number are given, right? One is Z1 and other is let Z2. Right? Now we have to add and we have to just find where this Z1 plus Z2 will lie and where this Z1 minus Z2 will lie, right? First, we know that this will be minus Z2, right? Already seen that this is the angle 180 degree. And this is, if you require, this is I2. And similarly, you can just this side, you can take minus I2, right? In the coordinate form, if PZ1 point of Z1 is represented as x1, y1, this is the point, and Z2 is represented as x2, y2, right? In Argand plane, this is the real axis, this is the imaginary axis, right? So how to go for this? Now, complete the parallelogram, right? So this was our Z1 and Z2 was given, right? So parallel to this OQ, a line from P is drawn, that's PR, right? Similarly, parallel to OP, a line is drawn that's parallel to, right, OP. Now, if I join O to R, right? So this is the parallelogram and this OR is a diagonal. And basically we know that, right? If we have to solve this, we know that the midpoint of both this will be at same point, right? So this is the point, right? So Z1 plus Z2 by 2, and this is again Z1 plus Z2 by 2. So this Z is nothing but, right, this, the new complex number, this R is nothing but Z1 plus Z2. What if you have to find the minus sign on this, right? Subtract this. So I have already given this. If this is Q, this will be minus of, right, Q dash, that's minus of Z2, right? Now we have to frame this parallelogram, right? This parallelogram, again, we can say this is the line, this is the line. So again, the parallelogram midpoint we have to, so this Z R prime will be Z1 minus Z2, right? So both way we are getting Z1 plus Z2 as well as Z1 minus Z2 with a midpoint formula, right? The simple midpoint formula of parallelogram. The same thing into Z1 plus Z2 and Z1 minus Z2, right? One of the simplest example, and easily we can find this coordinates, right? But if we are going for triangle, right? This is triangle law, and we know that if PQR, is triangle, or OPR is triangle, right? We know that sum of two sides always greater than the third side, not equal to, right? Equality sign holds for collinearity, right? For triangle OPR, we know that OP plus PR always greater than OR. But if all the point O, P and R, right? If 3 points are collinear, then we know that OP plus PR, this length plus this length is equal to OR length, right? So OP length plus PR length is nothing but OR length, right? So if I'll mix this collinearity and the triangle law, then we can say, right, OP plus PR is greater than OR, right? If this is Z1 and Z2, and we have already seen that this will be Z1 plus Z2. So mod of, right, this sum of one side, Z1 plus Z2, Z1, Z2, right, minus Z1. So we know that this minus Z1, right? So Z2 and minus Z1, right? If I'll frame this as a triangle, right? So this will be Z2 minus of Z1 is in the mod. This length is mod Z1. This length is mod Z2. So sum of two sides, this is greater than the third side. Similarly, with the minus sign also, you'll get the same thing. So remember this. This is a very important formula. And if I'll like go for both the formulas as once, right? In triangle law, we know that with the parallelogram also, right? This we can say OP plus OQ is greater than OP, and with the plus sign or minus sign in the both way, right? Sum of two sides greater than the third side, difference of two sides less than the third side, right? This is also applicable. So Z1 plus Z2 is in the mod greater than equal to mod Z1 minus mod Z2 is in the mod, right? The same formula, but this is we are giving for difference, and earlier it was giving for sum, right? But if I'll combine both the formulas, so nicely we can write this. Z1 plus or minus Z2 is in the mod, is lying between the maximum value of this is Z1 plus Z2 mod, right? Mod of Z1 plus mod of Z2, and minimum will be mod of Z1 minus mod of Z2 is in the mod. This mod is for, we don't have any idea कि this mod Z1 greater than mod Z2 or mod Z2 greater than mod Z1. So we have to take this key, like this is the mod for the positive or negative value of this, right? So this is one of the best example for the complex number. And we have to remember this formula. Right, in complex number, the few more things we have to remember. Like first is the distance formula for 2 points. Right, between 2 points we have to find the distance p z1 and p z2. P and Q are two complex number given, and we need distance between z1 and z2. So the distance between this is mod of z1 minus z2. Right, this is distance formula. If it is P is like Z1 and Q, I'm saying minus Z2. So distance between P and Q will be Z1 plus Z2 is in the mod, right? Minus of minus will be plus. So remember, if you are finding distance between AB, so this will be Z1 minus Z2 is in the mod, right? Angle between two lines, right? This is also known as the Koni formula. We have already used that, right? If both the magnitude are same, so we know that by the formula, right? Z3 minus Z1 upon Z2 minus Z1 is equal to mod of both R1 and R2 e to the power I theta. If both the mods are same, so it will be cancelled, or and angle will be amplitude of Z2 minus Z1 upon Z2 minus Z1. right? Section formula, this will be same as we already studied in coordinates, right? The internal and external, right? M is to N. So remember this thing, if this is Z1 and this is Z2 and dividing the point M is to N, remember this thing, right? M multiplying with Z2, so this will be in the opposite in both the cases, right? So opposite to this, go for this, opposite to this, go for this, right? Now, and if in section formula you want to go for the midpoint, so Z1 plus Z2 by 2 is the midpoint, right? Want to find the centroid. Centroid is simply Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 by 3. This is the centroid of the triangle, right? And the most important formula in this case, first, area of triangle, right? Area, if Z1, Z2, Z3 are the vertices of a triangle ABC, then area will be half of del, and area we can find as 1 Z1 and Z1 bar, 1 Z2, Z2 bar, and 1 Z3, Z3 bar, right? If it is given Z, IZ and Z plus IZ, right? So half of mod Z square. In GE means 2 times they have asked question from this or this, right? This is an equilateral triangle. Later on, we will go for this. What is this omega? Omega is the cube root of unity. That we will use this and right, we'll prove the formula. So this is the theory part, what we have seen, right? In the next lecture, we'll go the application of this, right? So we'll use the concept, what we have studied, right, till now, like complex number, how to use the complex number, and we'll use this complex number and solve the questions, right? Thank you for today.